Welcome to episode 6 of Working Title. I'm Ryan Fring with the BitLife Show. On today's episode, we have Mr. Daniel Casey, another longtime friend of Jeff. I'm kind of sensing a trend here. We're just going to start bringing Jeff's friends on. That's all we're really doing. It's the Jeff Show! Yay! He is also an independent film producer and has produced a lot of stuff with Jeff and done a lot of the 48s and really done just everything in the independent filmmaking arena. So that was a blast to talk and just watch kind of the dynamic with Jeff and Dan. I don't know, I wasn't going anywhere with this. All right, moving on, Dan Casey. So we're joined today by Dan Casey. Daniel? Do you go by Dan? Daniel?
Daniel,
is that more formal? Is that like something your parents would call you?
Yeah, that was my parents would call me. That's what I put on my taxes. Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wants to get official with you, they'll call you Daniel.
Can we ask all future guests, what is the name on your taxes?
And while you're at it, the social.
Social, if you could.
That number right under the name.
Just the last, 6, though. We don't need the first.
We don't need the first 2 or 3. That's fine. We can go.
So we're joined by Dan Casey, best great friend of Jeff Bell over here.
Best great friend.
Best great friend.
I have some other best friends, but they're not great.
They're not.
I have other great friends, but they're not the best great.
That's at a level that only Jeff can get. I feel like it's a Jeff thing.
It's a Jeff thing. It's limited to me.
It's just.
It's a limited edition of me.
Limited to Jeff and Jeff.
We're
gonna put you in bronze. It's gonna be very exciting. I mean, you're gonna die, but
but there's a really cool statue of me.
But it's worth it. I think
you'll look so cool.
Only if I can do the Han Solo frozen in carbonite.
I promise, I'll make you a desk.
That'd be awesome.
I want that desk. Who doesn't want that?
But we can't thaw
carbonite.
Oh, that'd be so bad.
So
they have a shower curtain of it now too. Sorry, you were introducing everything and trying to run your show.
This is the show. This is how it happens.
Yeah.
Me making bad geek
That's
references?
It. Yep.
Ooh, now you can get a sponsorship.
And pretty much nothing gets cut out.
Would be great because now we have 2 guys.
Pretty much does.
You got a whole production
We have
crew.
a crew, and the next step is sponsorships. So.
We do.
We do
an online.
I don't know.
geekery.
I don't even really know what a sponsorship
It's a small crew.
is. So.
Technically, it's the smallest crew you can.
It is.
No, I'm pretty
Crew
sure.
of zero?
Still call it a
pretty
crew.
I'm pretty sure the episode where everybody started leaving during the course of the show is the smallest crew you could physically have.
You're ruining his intro.
There was more cameras than there were people on set that day.
He wasn't. He didn't have anything going yet.
You ruined his intro. He got all the way up to finding out what name
I appreciate
put
this
in
in you and other guests thinking that there is a structure and that there is a way that we're supposed to do this, but there's not.
But there's not. We like to pleasantly disappoint everybody when they come on the show, apparently.
But
I'm going to let that go, Jeff.
I would like to know about you guys as kids. Have you always known each other? Were you born together?
We actually started, and we didn't really hang out until after high school had finished.
Which is weird.
Yeah, we
knew
went to
each
high
other.
school together. He was actually a year ahead of me in high school.
Hmm.
And we did most of the same stuff.
Yeah, because we were in like
theoretically.
bands together, and we had a lot of the same friends.
So Jeff, you're like the older guy in the
I
relationship.
am the older guy.
Let's focus on that some
You
more,
date
Jeff.
with older guys.
I only like to hang out with older guys. They're more mature. They've had more experience.
I'm keeping on this camera this entire time. So it's not cutting away from this camera. Future Jeff knows this.
Future. Yeah, you're just going to hold on that one.
I want the t-shirt that says Future Jeff is a dick.
Yes.
That I said in the first episode. I want that as a t-shirt just because I think that's
Past Dan
hilarious.
is much more of it. Although sometimes, like Friday Dan's nice to Monday Dan, and he'll leave caffeinated beverages at his desk for him.
That's nice of Friday
It's
Dan.
great. Friday Dan's a
Yes.
real nice
Friday
guy.
Jeff doesn't do that.
Friday Jeff and you should hang out more.
Friday Jeff just takes stuff home. And
Like
doesn't
work?
bother bringing it back.
Oh, that's bad. You don't want to do that.
I've been meaning to ask you about that.
What?
Anywho,
What are you
so
talking
we
about?
were
That
in high
computer? Yeah, sorry. Yes, back to your story.
And we didn't really start hanging out until I think it's the first year I got back from college, maybe.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
That's summer.
There was a little bit senior year when I was still around and you were bumming around Janesville. I mean, you were going to college.
Back to that
college.
camera. This is going to be Jeff's sad camera.
Past tense. Past tense.
He's gonna
When
have
he
it flashing
was
right here.
in the
Sad
past
In the
bumming
past.
around Janesville.
Yeah, then he was not. bumming
As
around.
opposed to now.
Anyway,
Where I
yeah,
still bum
and then we
around
just started hanging out
Janesville.
because we were mutual friends. Decided to get together because you go back to college and everyone comes back and then no one wants to talk to people they talked to in high school
Oh
anymore.
yeah.
That's how it works,
Yeah.
right? Because you realize they're all idiots.
Yeah.
So we hung out with a very select few of the people we went to high school with, and then we just started hanging out from there. And then I think it was the same year as the first year we did 48. No, it was the next year, wasn't it? Is when we did the first 48 together.
Yeah, the next year.
And that was when we really together bonded.
And we have been that way
And then we won't leave each other alone. Yeah. That was what Kingdom of Ends is. What
So do you ever get sick of each other then?
constantly.
Yes.
All the time.
My God.
One summer, we thought the best decision to make is to work all week and then go to a bar every Friday and spend way too much money on sidecars and cheese curds. It was great.
It was great for an entire summer.
Fantastic.
I don't know how I don't have more debt.
I don't think I don't think it's possible for us to have more
I spent
debt.
so much money during that summer.
It was like $50 a night. It was bad.
Easily. A person.
It's
Real
just karma and body debt.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly because I'm fat. So
I earned
it's. You know what? I'm proud of mine.
That's right.
When you get to our age, you just can't eat like that anymore, though.
No.
You get to that point.
You're not supposed to eat like
You're
that
not supposed to.
anymore.
That's right. That's
to be
right.
fair, we couldn't eat like that then either.
I should have stopped after the second. Didn't.
Wait, the second time we went out, or
I don't know.
okay,
Pick.
fair enough.
So
Yeah.
you guys started on the 48.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Hashtag 48
by
hour
yourselves?
success stories.
Did you ever do anything like that before? Any other film production, or was that the first time you've done anything?
Let's hear. No, yeah. Well,
We tried doing.
oh man, this is gonna turn into make fun of Jeff's old movies.
It
hour.
is.
No, Jeff tried to do something he called, what was it, Flak 2?
Flak 2.
Did it have a colon? I don't remember it having a colon.
No, it was
Didn't
just
have-
Flak 2.
We should have created a colon for it, though.
Flak 2, The Reckoning.
Colon, the
That sounds right. Well, because
Go all Werner Herzog on it.
between my junior and senior year, I made a horror movie. I decided to make my own horror movie. It was my first feature-length horror movie. We tried making it. People kept wanting to be in it and then falling out, and then like they couldn't make it back. So I kept rewriting it. We kept changing it, which like it fell apart so quickly. And and then we're like, okay, we're gonna film all the outside stuff in the summertime, and then we'll come back in the fall and we'll film all the stuff inside the house because it took place on this farm. It was about a serial killer. It's a cliche
Nice.
like teenage
Yeah,
serial
perfect
killer movie.
B.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was the house we were using was owned by a friend of ours who had sold it. His parents had sold it to the city, and the city had sold it to somebody else. We were not aware of that until one day we showed up for filming, and there's people moving in and stuff, and we're like, well, we can't film there anymore. So the movie never got finished. There's a third of the film that is not filmed because it took place inside the house. 3 years later, I made an edit of the movie without that stuff, and it's 45 minutes long. It's on YouTube at the following link.
Oh.
You can watch the horribleness of this. Yes, everybody
sorry.
does this or this or this.
So I wasn't involved in that one.
No, he was not involved in that one. Like 2 years later, it had kind of like got this like cult following amongst our friends like it.
Really tiny cult.
It's like a cult of 6 people.
6 or 7, maybe.
And there was like 25 people in the movie, so that tells you something. But like it got so it's like this little like everyone's like so we're like let's make a sequel. We'll make a sequel. We film it at a new location, a new group of people, and that was the one that Dan was a part of.
Yeah.
And we attempted to film it twice. 2 different occasions we tried filming the movie.
Hey, I
and
got
we
my
had-
scenes done.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Now, what was that? Was that a feature, or was that the 48 that you were talking
No,
about?
this was a feature. This was years before the 48, and
Nice.
we
Feature length.
it would have been feature length had we finished it.
How many minutes of
That
footage
was the
did you
idea.
act? Like half hour, maybe?
We got maybe a half hour of the second one and 45 of the first one.
That's not
so
even edited, though.
No,
That was
I-
just raw footage, like half an hour. So it's like
gonna-
5 takes of me getting beaten in the head with
Dan,
the toilet
yes,
seat.
because Dan was supposed to play the drunk in this movie, and he went to go throw up in the bathroom, and the serial killer proceeded to bash his head in with a toilet seat. That was how he died.
know, while it
with
was-
the toilet seat, like
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's still attached.
Nice.
So it was on a hinge.
nice.
For ease of use for the killer, really.
because
I'm
the killer
considering.
is lazy.
Yeah.
But that so like we filmed that. We filmed Your Death Scene twice.
Yeah.
And then we filmed a couple other ones. Somebody got killed by having a pool cue shoved down her throat. That was Linnea. Like all these
So
like little.
did you have practical effects, or
Yeah.
how are you handling all that?
It was all practical for what we could film, and then at the time in my head I'm like I could do the rest of this all digitally. Now this is 2006.
You still owe me for that shirt, by the way.
Well, you know what? I will pay you
we got
that
the corn
later.
syrup.
I know we got it all over. It was the red dyed corn syrup.
Couldn't get it up.
You know what? We should have just used chocolate syrup.
Well, it worked really good in Kingdom of Ends.
did, we
Actually, we
should-
used cherry syrup at that point.
just-
Too. It wasn't chocolate.
Anyway, so we have
What? Oh, hey.
other people are part of this podcast.
Not me.
Again, put the quiet guy
Whole
in the
different
center of the table.
experience.
It's hard to be in the hole.
It sucks, doesn't it?
John, you're in the tennis match. You're
I'm
like,
in the hole.
So, John, what did you think of Flack? Did
Yes.
I
like that one?
was a big fan.
Yeah, you should be. I
Of
mean,
all the
Now, can I put that on?
parts of it.
Can I put that on the DVD cover? I was a big fan.
Great
dot,
parts.
dot, dot. All the parts.
Question mark?
Parts?
I was gonna say you said
Quotation.
you went to film the sequel on 2 separate occasions. Like,
Yeah.
let's try it tonight. No, didn't work out. Let's try it again tomorrow night. Never mind.
So how do you knock a feature out?
It was almost like a
in
month
one
apart.
shooting.
Yes.
How do you just?
Well, it takes an hour and a half.
I mean, I think you found the secret.
We are consummate professionals.
Okay,
So we get our 2 takes done. We realize we ran out of
That
tape
is,
on that
you are-
particular cassette, and we had to switch to a new one.
Yep.
And we
2-take
realized
Dan.
that scene's done. 2-take Dan is right.
We
I've been here for years. Don't come back.
see what we actually do is we write the script. We have about 45 cameras set up all over the location, and we just run it. And then I just cut it together like a multicam. Boom.
It's
done.
all one shot.
It's all one.
Sounds
long
pretty
shot.
simple. Pretty reasonable.
Pretty reasonable. We
Yeah.
get it done. We have 17 movies that we did last week alone.
Just
No,
don't
Wait. What industry is this?
This is
Yes.
this is the end of fast.
What?
What?
This wall's cool.
Anyways, new question.
Yeah, so that was what we were doing.
That was what we.
and then that was
Next.
actually before. That was actually before the 48.
Yeah.
Because then we got to 48 with Drywater in Janesville.
Yep.
We were working with.
Oh, yeah,
they
we
were
met
Drywater
him.
at that. Yeah,
Or them.
you guys
Yeah.
know Drywater.
Yeah,
And
great
we-
people.
the first one we did was Kingdom of Ends, and that was the
Yeah.
first. And then we started doing.
Are you saying Kingdom of Men's or Kingdom of Ants?
Ends.
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 So that year for 48,
Because that was the second year that we had.
That was the second
we
year
done,
you guys
I,
had
that
done
I
it.
did it, and we
The
brought
first year
Dan
we
in
had
the
done
second
it.
year
Yeah.
to help with the writing. And
And I'm just saying the writing was awesome.
yep, and,
And then we started writing stuff together since then, basically.
yeah,
That's
and
kind of what we do.
for because we did Kingdom of Ends and we did
Unknown
Spectre and
was
we
the
did
next year.
Timex.
No, we didn't.
Timex is the movie that we don't like to talk about.
We didn't do that
And then
Was that a 48?
yeah.
That was the 48. No, wait, when
Yes,
was?
it was.
When was?
And then we did then we did Simon Says.
that was
and
Canned.
then we did
No. Canned happened.
Canned was the was
You know, it's too bad there's not some sort of collection of information available
only.
a website.
that we could look this information up on.
We've done a handful of them because the one that we did for Canned, which is the Beloit Film Fest, did a 50-hour
Yeah,
film
they called
fest.
it like 58 or something.
And that one you had to use a prop.
Plus 2 hours? Or plus
Basically,
10?
yeah.
Well, because what it was is that one was different because what it was they gave you a canned. It was the Canned Film Festival. They gave you a sealed paint can that you could not open.
Didn't have paint in it.
Didn't have paint in it.
That'd have been
but it
very
had-
bad for storytelling.
It had,
Surprise, everyone. You're getting paid.
It's paint! Yeah!
but what the whole point of that one is that they gave you that can. They did not tell you what was inside it, and you had to write a script around opening that can on film, and whatever was inside of it, you had to go with it for the prop or for the storyline. So you could do, and then you drew a genre, and then like everything else was just whatever. So you had to, we had this paint can. Nobody knew what was inside the can,
Yeah.
and we tried writing. We wrote a short about like this guy picks up this homeless guy and he takes him to the house and the guy walks away, the driver, and the homeless guy's sitting there and he takes the can, he opens up the can and
You're
then
giving away the whole
surprise! And I'm not going to tell you anything more about it.
Spoilers!
We did though, however, win.
Hang on, no, you got to put the big
spoilers.
spoilers thing up
Spoilers,
here.
scary everybody.
Excuse me.
Actually, that's
me,
a
sir.
good setup because now I'm really curious.
Aren't you?
Stop talking.
What's in the can? I will tell you this right now. We won the best use.
Best use of can.
What was it?
can.
What was your best use of can? What'd you do?
Can't tell you. Spoilers.
I can't tell you.
I mean, we could tell you, but Jeff would have to like pause the entire thing, like right now.
You're just giving me more work to do later. Wait, are we pausing?
Wait, everyone has to freeze.
don't know.
It only works if
And then when he comes back, he would just let
missed
everyone know that hey, there's going to be spoilers.
we are not coordinated. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So then
And
we
we're
come
back.
All
Wait.
right, so
And
Wait,
what happened
we
just
didn't
now
actually-
is Jeff put a spoiler thing up because Jeff's awesome like that, which we'll explain in just a second how awesome Jeff is because that's actually how we got the award. Is
yeah.
an end shot.
So are we actually explaining it? Do
That's
you want to know?
It was
Do you
like
really
a
wanna know or
spoiler
do you
in the
wanna watch
can.
it?
Probably should because we're in a podcast.
So okay,
Yeah.
so
We're like, this is the podcast where we don't tell you anything about what we did because you
Very
need to go
confusing.
look and find
Although
out.
now, who thought of this ending actually is contested, to be fair, because the wife still thinks she does.
That's
so
true.
anywho, the homeless guy is homeless guy.
The
That's not
wife.
a nice thing to say. The vagrant.
the vagrant,
The John Rambo from Rambo, except not John Rambo,
because he wasn't in Vietnam, but maybe he was.
is sitting at the table and the can's sitting in front of him, and he decides to open it up because the main character, the driver guy, has been guarding it the whole time. So he opens it up and he pulls it out, and it's a fortune cookie, and we're shooting that, and we don't know what to do. But luckily, our actors were good enough that they actually were able to play with it in some way and kind of give this weird awesome.
Like,
look.
because he was
Really,
like, fortune cookie.
And I think he actually says a line that he just ad-libbed, like, this guy's a weirdo or
Yeah.
a nut or something like that. Because the end premise is that he gets up and he goes to the bathroom and his vision starts getting bad and foggy and he falls over.
The vagrant.
It's obviously the vagrant was poisoned by the guy. And then the final scene in the thing is something that Jeff put together, which is awesome, is its big dank basement that Drywater has at their house. I don't know if we should say their names. Should we say their names? I don't really
We can
know.
say their name.
Stephen and Cameron Pickering
and
from
their
Drywater
address, yeah.
Studios. We quickly photoshopped some more of these cans together because they all said Cannes Film Festival on them and they had a distinctive pattern.
We made like 4 other ones.
Yeah, and then we quickly set up a
made
shot and we gave
duplicates.
Jeff a frame to go on. And then he took those duplicates, because there were slight variances in the duplicates, and he copy and pasted them all over the place. And there's this big shot of this big wall of all these cans. So it's obviously that these are like his trophies. Because what he does is he takes a watch off the guy he kills and puts it in the can, and that's how
Oh my gosh.
So it's supposed to be that the can was, it was his trophy, and like you see him downstairs.
murderer.
You see him put the can up on the shelf, and then he looks at this table of like big butcher knives. He grabs a butcher knife and he turns around, and we cut to that reverse, and it's just during the credits, it's a slow pan out of this wall of cans, and everybody, like the people behind it were like, "Did you make 45 of those cans? Like, how the hell did you do that?" We're like, "No, we made
we
like
made
4."
425.
Yeah.
And then Jeff is amazing and just did it.
It's all digital, but everybody loved it. It's just this final shot of all these cans on the wall, and it was
So this is your best one ever.
And that's not even the best one.
Or this is the one. Or is this the one that you don't talk about?
No, that solidified we kill someone in every movie that we
Yes,
do.
we kill somebody in every single film we write. Our
We did
Simon-
one called Simon Says.
Yep.
Actually, technically, it's got a colon. It's Simon Says, the fall of a knight, because he's a chess player. I thought of that title. It made me laugh so hard when I thought. Anyway,
We are geniuses.
I like it. I
the
like
documentary crew is interviewing the ghost that got killed. Yeah. It's pretty
And
funny.
everybody else who's alive, who's part. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like his ex-fiance and the guy he played
Yeah.
chess against, but then he's a ghost.
Yeah, and we do the obvious recreation where it's completely not even close to that. We got a guy we know named Jesse to do it, who's got blonde hair.
Jesse.
Doesn't look like me very much.
Nope.
And he plays me dying, and I'm Simon. I'm the one who's dead. It's just, we do a whole training montage. We
Yeah,
have
there's-
shots of me and another guy doing like, what would we called it TV guide shots, I think
Yeah.
is what we called it. Where like there's two guys standing back to back, or not liking each other because they're facing off in the big match.
I shot like behind the scenes, like home videos, footage in like 4:3, so it's not widescreen at all. And then like I shot it in like as lowest quality as possible, and then blew it up to fill the 720, so it was all pixelated and grainy. And I shot it handheld with no like stabilizer on the camera, so and I'm zooming in and out on it. And
So most of the interviews look
news
bad on
footage.
purpose.
Yeah, it's all
they got the
supposed
stereotypical. It's shooting outside against like sighting, and then there's
Yeah.
birds chirping, and it's that one's pretty good too. But Mislabeled is definitely my favorite of the stuff that we've done.
So at some point you got involved with the Princess Knights.
Yes.
Yes,
How did that all shake down? How did you meet TC and the Firmament team, and why are you here?
well,
Yes, how did that happen?
because you were not supposed to be the
insightful
person.
question. See, when he pipes up though, spot on.
It's all-
Brevity.
That's why he's got the center seat.
I love it
always
from
important.
the first episode. What was it? Dan and the Triple J's, or Ryan
Oh,
and the Triple
yes.
J's, or
It's
Ryan and the Triple J's.
it's like that's one of the two things you said in the entire episode. Big
It's so
R
worth
and
it though.
He's really adding value to this camera. Actually, it's funny. My wife was the original Scarlet, and I just do stuff with the Haylofters. I just didn't want to be part of the show. It's nothing against you, TC. I love you. You're a wonderful human being. I'm just not a big musical person. I didn't do musicals. I just didn't want to do it. Basically, although in hindsight, I really should have because it turned out awesome. So we were doing that, and I do improv every once in a while with a group called the Funkin' Wassels, which was just me not reading the Funkin' Wagnalls dictionary title correctly one time during an improv game. So that's how we become the Funkin' Wassels. So TC came to one of those shows. I started to get to know TC a little bit better, and then when Firmament came out to, well, Chris came to film.
Yeah, because Chris and I were talking about
and a
that.
couple other people
Yep.
came to film, right? And then you guys were there too, right? Didn't
No,
you?
no, these guys didn't. You guys
No.
didn't show
They
up for
didn't.
We
that.
were there later.
Because we filmed. Because Firmament showed up to film.
No,
as
it was
Chris
just
was talking, as he mentioned, they came to film the live show, and I filmed with them, and that's how I met them. And then obviously you guys had known them.
Sit up. There we go. Better posture.
Had to fix your posture.
And I was like this.
and I'm sitting here
I'm gonna
thug
get-
leading like
This is just sucking as a podcast right now. Where
People are going to make comments.
lots of
about my-
visual comment.
a lot of visual comments.
Okay. So,
So Firmament
Visual
came to
comedy.
film.
Yes.
And then we started hanging out with them just because we were like, oh, we do the Madison 48. And I introduced Jeff to TC because I was like, Jeff, TC's the guy who wrote that one film that we really liked last year that I can't remember the name of then or now.
7-Year Wish.
That's the one that we all really liked last year. And it's like, oh, so then we started hanging out and talking because Jeff came to hang out.
Yep.
And we just started being in cahoots.
Yeah, because like we just became friends, and then when it came around for the Kickstarter,
And that's when the
he
crime
asked
spree
If we
started.
wanted to help out with the Kickstarter video,
Oh, that was a bad day.
it was just
The
about
day
it
they
was
asked you?
Oh, the day
day
we
they
filmed the
filmed.
Kickstarter video.
Oh, really?
because it was
Didn't
so.
that work out?
It was like a high of 0.
Yep.
It was the coldest day in February that year.
Oh.
And we were outside
It looks nice.
with puppets on our arms
Nice and
trying to
warm.
film. You couldn't
Yeah.
see the puppet's breath, which was nice.
Correction.
Yeah.
With puppet on each of our arms.
That's
So this arm toasty warm. This arm couldn't feel it.
But I was doing troll.
You
at
were
the
doing
time,
troll,
so I
which
couldn't
is
have
ironic.
a coat on because I have to have my hands in the troll, right? So I couldn't have a coat on. So we had one guy. It was Dale, I think, right?
Yeah, I think either Dale or Chris.
His job
or,
was
yeah.
every time we cut to come and cover me with a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Because it was cold.
It was
Like your
cold.
robe.
Oh,
That's
it was
nice.
bad. Yeah.
It's very fancy.
But yeah, and we did that, and then we started coming to Madison to film everything else. And that's when we met you
I want to
wonderful
take a step
people.
back real quick. What do you guys specifically like about filmmaking? Obviously, you've talked a little bit about writing. What do you? I mean, if
This is the serious part.
as we have nothing on the docket, we go wherever I want.
Indeed.
I told you he was running this
He is
thing.
driving, and you will like the ride.
Damn it, sit on the curb. I'll pull this car
What
around.
do we like about filmmaking?
Yeah. So before we get into the
Yeah.
puppetry stuff, if you could have one credit on IMDb, what would you want it to be?
Right now? That I don't have yet, or that I already have?
Only one.
That's a very specific.
That's a good question. Probably writer. I do like doing the writing stuff the most at this point. Though I really want a director one, Jeffrey. But
Well,
no,
if we do
probably
the
writer.
48 hour again, I'll gladly let you
We're
direct
not doing
it.
the 48 hour again.
Julia, take him off the list for this year's 48 hour.
I wasn't on last year.
You might have been on this.
Yeah, no, I
You
like
might
the writing
be on
part
a
of it.
list for a 48. Maybe it's a different city.
Fair enough.
Okay.
We're going to New York.
No.
That'd be tough. I mean, LA's bad enough.
Do it from here.
You should do a road trip movie.
It's all about us just trying to get to New York to do the 48 hour.
It actually only takes like
I
48
it.
hours to get there.
Afterthought too.
Afterthought, too.
Like we should have planned this way better. We're not good at planning.
Is this all the title?
And yeah.
Afterthought, too. We should have planned
And
this
the
all
ironic
better.
part is that's when you get your producer credit. Boom.
No, I have the producer one already. I got producer for.
Probably Simon Says.
No, I think
So-
no, because I paid for canned one.
Oh, yeah, you did the can one.
Are you writing anything right now?
Am I writing anything?
Do you
right
have
now?
4 hours to go over it?
Yes, I have various things that I'm always trying to work on that I never actually finish. I've written a few episodes of the Troll Blog. I think we did the first 6 together, maybe, and then I kind of stopped doing those just because I got busy with my real life, which unfortunately pays me.
You
So I have to do
you
that.
wrote 8 episodes.
8 episodes is what I got. How many did I actually write?
I don't know, like 3.
Wait, can I jump on that bandwagon?
Yeah,
You
it's
just,
great. Trust me, it's wonderful. You just make one bad joke, and then Jeff has to sing for every episode that follows.
Thanks.
Yeah, but I'm here for you.
It's
pal.
worth it, though, I think. Those are good
What was
episodes.
it that I made you sing? It was a Billy Joel song, I think, wasn't it?
No, you made me sing
Cecilia, wasn't it?
Cecilia by Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You're breaking my heart.
Because that's what I heard in my head, and I wanted to hear him do it. I'm a jerk.
I'm a puppet.
Yeah.
You also play one on TV.
I do.
So I've done the writing for all of our 48s, I think, that I've been involved in anyway.
Yeah.
And then I have a few things that I'm always kind of working on in the back of my head. I have one about the background actors, which right now I'm calling background actors because it's easy.
Nice.
Where I'm not sure if it's going to be a play or a movie or what, but it's literally about the people who are in the back of all the shots. So it's the extras, but I call them background actors because it sounds nicer. And I wrote a joke about it in the script itself. And then you'd shoot everything backwards. So on the other side of the camera, you would have another camera shooting this way, just to make it really.
Wait, set this up for me. On the other side of the camera.
So if this is where our actors are, this is where the audience is actually watching our actors who are doing stuff.
Right.
So either in the audience of the show or watching the movie, right? Then you would have the main action that's actually happening in the show, whatever that happens to be. I have 5 different genres I'm hitting right now. And then you would see the basically the entire production crew on the other side of it.
like reverse.
So you're literally seeing it from the background actor's perspective, outwards.
Yeah.
So then if you do it in the theater, you would have to fake up a bunch of fake audience members on the other side of it. That part's really messing with my head. I don't know how to handle it.
Like, this is getting hard.
Why did I come
That's
up
why
with
it
this
might
idea?
be easier as a movie, because you can just shoot people standing around. I mean, look at these guys.
It would literally, yes. It would literally be
It would
like
be
a
that.
camera here shooting them.
Yeah. So
seeing
then it
them
turns
shoot us.
into it's a love story about two actors who are in the background, who are background actors. One's a seasoned background actor, one's a new guy, and they get together and then they break up. And it's the whole life cycle of their relationship
over the course of different movies.
over the course of different genres.
Nice.
So it starts out with a spy movie, but then the scene plays out multiple times each time they do it because it's only one take of whatever they're up to. So the main this is where my head breaks. So the plot you're watching happens in sequence. It just keeps going. It doesn't repeat itself. But the background stuff, or what's actually the main plot of the movie that they're shooting, happens over and over and over again while this other plot's going. And then I intermix what's happening with either thing. So he's hitting on the girl while a mystery thriller is happening on the
Okay.
or a courtroom drama or something else like that. So they're acting really angry at each other,
Yeah.
but they're saying really sweet things. I love you so much. It's great. That kind of thing. Because they're acting in the background.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that one's, I've just kind of loved the idea of it, and that's stuck in the back of my head. And then I have another one that turns into a farce about a father and a daughter who, unbeknownst to the other one, bring over their significant others to the house at the same time, so then they have to hide him all the time. So it turns into a farce where there's opening doors and closing doors and hiding in closets. And a classic
it's a shtick,
farce.
yeah.
It's a classic farce.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of opening doors, and it's
People running
That's as
around.
far as I got.
and-
That's
no, that one I have the entire plot of that one out.
That
It's
one
just
I've read.
writing it's difficult because I'm not a 13-year-old girl, so I don't know how to write that.
Really?
13, 15-year-old, somewhere around there, so I don't know how to write that as well. So that one I struggle with more often than not because,
It'd be hard to do research, too. You want to be careful with
Yeah.
that.
yeah, I don't, just gonna hang out.
13-year-old. Oh, the FBI's here.
Because the main plot point is that
didn't
she
even
wants
hit
to go to
enter.
prom with this guy, and
Let's
then
just go to a chat room here.
he, unbeknownst to her, comes over for a study date. He thinks it's a study date. She's actually trying to progress their relationship, as it were. And then
13-year-olds
the
don't
dad's
talk like
girlfriend
that.
comes over. She's actually a teacher at the school, and she comes over
in
provocatively
point.
dressed. And I had this. It actually started with an idea of in my head of the daughter opening up the door to the teacher standing in the doorway with her leg up in a trench coat, and you see the big leg with no clothing on. You're like, ooh, because then the girl has that teacher in school. And that's where that whole idea came from. Is this one shot in my head? It's like, that sounds hilarious. How can I make that work?
In all fairness, I
From
have
the
a,
shtick.
I have a feeling though that a lot of the stuff that we have written together, Dan, has come from, at least the stuff that I write tends to come from that I have this shot or this idea or this joke. How do we make that work, and how do we build around that to get it to work? I feel like
it's
that's
just like
happened before.
with Mislabeled. It was okay. We have a suitcase. It'd be hilarious if the guy had to drag the suitcase around all the
Right.
time. Why is he dragging the suitcase around? Well, he's a pharmaceutical rep,
Yep.
so that's where he stores all his pharmaceuticals. Why is he running with it? We got to kill
He's
somebody.
got to kill somebody.
So clearly, we have to kill someone. How do we kill someone with? Oh, well, they're going to overdose. So,
We actually killed 2 people in that movie.
yeah,
There's 2 people. who
technically,
died.
we killed 2 people.
Yes.
we killed you,
Did the cop die?
and we killed.
Oh,
Mary.
we killed 3 people.
Or did he?
killed a lot of people.
By the way, I
killer.
enjoy that you're like, did the cop die? These people have no context for what this movie
And that
is
was
about.
fun. There's a standoff at one point. They all know, but no one else out there knows. Hello, everyone else out there. And if you're listening, I'm waving at you.
And if you just picked up here, hello.
Welcome to Working
What
Title.
just happened?
Were you
There's a
did
point
you
where-
tune in on radio?
I end up with a gun that I don't want, and I pull it out, and I accidentally shoot a cop, and he dies. Unfortunately, the guy we got was an actual sheriff.
Which was great.
Yeah.
When I saw that and
Yeah.
that sequence playing out, I was like, this is like professional.
Real,
Yeah.
This is
professional.
well done.
so he's an actual retired sheriff,
Yeah.
and he brought his real Glock with him,
Yep.
which
And
was really unnerving, shooting a scene with
motions
a real
and-
Glock. That was not pleasant, because he actually pulled the trigger once or twice.
Yeah.
While we were doing it, I was like, I don't like this. I know it's empty. I've seen the chamber.
'cause he
I've seen
emptied
the
it,
clip.
he
He
showed
did it
it
all
to
in
you.
front of me. It's not the
Isn't
same.
that how the crow died?
He was killed by
Yeah.
a blank, technically.
Well,
He was killed by a misloaded blank.
yeah. There you go.
We weren't shooting blanks. We were just shooting nothing.
We were, however,
then we-
waiting for the cops to show up and then going, what do we do if the cops show up? And I'm pretty sure his comment was, no, it's okay. I know a lot of them, so I'll just tell them everything's fine. But it's like,
He's like, no, I have another gun, but this one's loaded.
Because it's one of those gray area things where technically it's a public space.
Yep. The city said
So
we could
there's
film
no
there.
rules against filming in a public space.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we were going to use the elevator in the public space to do a scene
Mm-hmm.
where we do the whole Girl from Ipanema thing where they're going up on an elevator.
Smash cut inside the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And the elevator wasn't working anymore when we got back. We scouted it, working fine, planned
Yeah.
out the shot. We knew exactly how we were going to do it. It was
Earlier
a nice,
that
wide
day.
elevator. Earlier that day. Couldn't get in. So then we realized that building next door looks like it has an elevator. So we went downstairs. We walked through a bar in costume with cameras, with our equipment, with the luggage,
With the cop.
with the cop.
Well, then it's legit.
Did 3
That's
takes up
easy.
and down on this elevator. At one time, one person who lived in the building got on, looked at us very weird.
So we all stood there casually.
Because this is, what, July?
Yeah.
I think it was.
It's
I
middle
mean, it was one of those
summer.
hot. There's actually a picture of me. So sweaty. Just, it's my shirt changed color. The entire thing changed color.
You
during
wore
the
it
course
well.
of-
You had a suit or something
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah, it was.
Couldn't tell.
See, I got the easy job.
very
I
tiny
played the
screen.
character that dies in the beginning, who's in a nice air-conditioned room. He's
Who
done in
got
10
to
minutes.
snort
Yeah.
sugar?
He got,
or
yeah,
flour?
all over my face.
Yeah. So writing that kind of stuff is hilarious. Just this, I
Mm-hmm.
start with an idea and like, okay, what can we do? Same thing I had with the troll blog when we
Yeah.
started working on that. Is it'd be funny if the troll had a blog. I think that you and TC came up with that, and then we started throwing ideas back and forth while you guys were off putzing doing around something.
Yeah, that's what we do.
While we
Yeah.
were
That's
not
exactly
filming.
Not
Yes.
doing something important.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't
were not
film-
No,
filming.
we just screw around the entire time
yeah.
to irritate you guys.
Meanwhile, Dan and I are sitting there like this, and we
Yeah.
don't realize that we can put our arms
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
but our arms still up. And then it's like, all right, everybody's ready to go. I just put my arm down. You didn't tell me I could put it down.
But that's why like it'd be funny if it was called the
joking.
Troll Blade instead, which that joke never panned out. But
It's still.
Oh, it will
it's-
pay out.
It
It's
will.
going to.
It will.
It's TC and I have talked about it.
well, I knew we
We're-
had a plan at one point.
It's going. It's going.
because we also planned the whole move together.
Yeah.
When I found out that you guys' backflip was moving, we were like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if Troll had a cube there? We planned out all that. Jokes.
Playing on multiple jokes. We think the troll needs to get a job.
Yeah,
He works in an
he's
office.
gonna get a job. We're gonna get
And
him
he
a
hates
cube.
Can we set up the same scene that TC is in Better Off Ted? It's like the exact
should.
scenes that he's in.
Get the troll.
Set it up, but have it be Troll. We're trolling the show with Troll.
Well, I mean, Jeff could just easily take TC out of that scene and add the
Put
troll,
the troll in it.
Ooh, or we just add Troll into that scene.
Can we
We
call
don't
it?
have to take him out.
Come
Only if we can call it. You just want to give
Too
me
easy.
more
doesn't
work.
have
Too easy.
anything
Too
else to
easy.
Only if we can call it Better Off Troll.
Better Off Troll.
Yeah, but it has to be Ted with a big red mark through
Oh
it
yeah,
and
yeah.
a
It's,
red
it's
troll
like
in there.
Sharpie marked.
But you have to have the R backwards, maybe,
because it's the troll.
because it's the troll.
And trolls, as everybody knows,
Can't write Rs.
Cannot write R's correctly.
Everything else fine. Perfect handwriting, calligraphy, amazing. R's.
Ours look like a 2-year-old.
It's weird, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
No, it's some weird thing.
It's like they
with
start
trolls.
drawing an N and they erase part of it.
and then they just start doing a D and then just leave that part.
Yeah.
What?
Ah, got it.
No, that makes sense.
It does make sense.
It does. It does.
Yeah, think about that, really.
Welcome to the.
It was a very long joke, and I got lost at N. Little lowercase n.
Welcome to how Dan and I talk.
Well, it's like when
in
you're
normal-
telling somebody a password, you gotta differentiate between uppercase, lowercase symbols. Sometimes you have to pronounce a word.
Jeff and I knew what we were talking
difficult.
about.
The weird thing.
Oh, good.
And at least one person listened.
I hope you guys listen to this so that at least you know what's going on.
Dan, I don't remember what we were talking about there.
We were talking about how if I had one IMDb credit, what
Oh
would it be?
yes, back to
Writing.
that.
Probably be
What
writer.
what would yours be?
Mine?
Yeah.
See, I probably would have to agree with that because it's like
Writing?
I enjoy. In high school, I preferred
Said
directing.
your editor.
Yeah, as I'm sitting here as the editor, I enjoy editing. I hate editing.
Don't
I
fire me!
wanna-
Don't fire me! I tried to get you to write today, but you're like, I'm too busy.
Yeah, well, I'm busy. I would love
Hey,
to
we
write.
pushed that
and-
meeting back, so now
Yeah,
you
we
can
did.
write.
Now you
Oh,
can write.
then I will write. I'll write
Who's
tomorrow.
busy editing?
No, like because I love editing a story I'm writing. No, I'm not.
What just happened?
I don't know. It's okay. I'll cut it out later too.
Because he's the editor.
No.
He has
That stays in.
he has inside jokes with the audience that we are outside.
Well,
That
of.
is
To
a
be
good
fair,
inside joke.
right?
it's
Wait,
really
it's an
just
outside joke.
It's an inside
It's
Jeff
more of an
joke.
outside joke. Yeah.
It's an inside.
You were outside,
Jeff
then
joke.
you're inside,
I'm
but now you're outside
the
again.
inside jokes.
You went outside to like the tin factory?
Yeah, he fell out.
Went to go dancing?
Ironically, I'm the one who's playing the music.
Weird.
What if he could hear us like really
delivering
well?
packages.
So Jeff wants to be a writer. See,
So-
I think the interesting though is when you're editing, you're actually rewriting the story.
And see, I think that's also half the thing.
Well,
I like that form.
That's
of
what we
storytelling.
learned shortly after we started doing the documentary style interview, is that you can write a script. People are always like, give me the storyboards and the script. It's like, I have no idea what you're going to say or what we're going to talk about. I can, learn about your company or your organization and write up kind of a rough idea of what we want to learn and what we want to talk about. But until we get into that interview, we don't know what's going to come out of there. So there's a little bit of a performance there. And then in the edit, you're writing the entire thing. I mean, before there's bullet points, but even with a narrative script, you bullet point it out, but that's not the writing.
Because it's so easy to take. You could take a single interview that's an hour long, and if you took 5 minutes of that interview, you can make a really touching, heartfelt story out of it. The right music put onto it. But if you took another 5 minutes out of it, it could become
The most racist piece of
racist,
garbage.
ridiculous,
That
probably
happened.
award-winning film ever.
That happened, and it was hilarious.
That's how you get an Oscar.
But I agree. Like I think that's mine. I like storytelling, and whether it's through writing, like I don't prefer directing anymore. I would much rather, like we did for High Neighbor, I'd much rather be there helping come up with the story. Great, you guys who know what you're doing, take it and do your thing, because you'll do a lot better than I will do for it. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm the world's greatest writer, but I am with Dan.
But I'm not saying that.
Wait, you are the world's greatest writer with Dan?
Yeah.
Or you're not the world's
Together,
greatest
we
writer? I can't
form-
say this, but you are with
We
Dan.
do form of great writer.
Super twins.
And then we become a great writer. And then that's when Trollblog.
Wait, did that just happen?
Yeah.
It did. We're a
Oh,
great writer.
yeah. I
now.
think that camera was able to capture
Just
it.
picks up the great writer move. No one steal it. What was I going to say?
Writing.
Writing
Oh, yeah,
together.
writing. See, the weird thing is, though, is when you're writing, you can only write so much. You have to trust whoever's doing it to do something with it. I'm not a novelist. I would never be able to write a novel. Tried that once. Didn't turn out well. No one's ever going to see that. I'm not even going to tell you what the story was. It was that bad.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Time
Yes,
Next
it
2.
is.
The novelization.
Like, why would you
The
make a
novelization.
novel
That'd be
out of our failed first film?
2 pages.
Maybe it's an autobiography.
Because it's a novel, 2 pages. The only thing we describe in detail is Aaron's awesome visual effects.
Yeah.
That's it. The only thing. And then this big hologram pops up, and it's really cool, and you can see through
And
it.
it's totally like Wizard of Oz. It's great.
It's Dan wanting to go back and fix Time X 1
But
is
see,
what Time X 2 is.
I'm only
That's
really interested in mostly
You
writing.
have that.
Yeah,
It's
right.
free. Right here.
We need to go right.
And
work
thanks for
tomorrow.
tuning in.
Bye, everybody.
It's the end.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. The only weird thing about it is I don't really like any other genres except comedy. Because even if you're writing a horror film, you gotta put comedy in it, otherwise it's
Right.
worthless, right?
Right.
You have to break the monotony. You have
Yeah.
to. You have to break the levity, or have levity? Have a little bit of levity in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just
Because it's the most serious scene. I mean,
Right.
we were talking about this earlier in Jeff's office with Steve. Hi, Steve. You look at like Oscar winners from past years for Best Picture. They're always heavy-handed dramas that are really serious the entire time. But then you go back and watch them a couple years later, and you're like, I mean, yeah, it's a good movie. It's nicely edited and directed, but I don't want to watch this ever again. I'd rather go watch another movie, which is far better, but it always has some element of comedy to it.
Sure, sure. Now, do you think there's other messages in those films?
Absolutely. There's always most movies have some sort of message, right? That's one of the basis of storytelling. But it doesn't necessarily mean it always has to be some heavy-handed craziness to it.
what's the message of Sharknado 2?
If you have enough money, you can make a movie.
It's subtle.
Get it on a network.
If you have to ask that question, you better
Look out
buy
for
it.
Sharknadoes. I mean, couldn't be any more clear.
I'm not saying they're all
They'll
good.
kill you.
Yeah.
Have you not purchased your shark shelter?
Not yet.
Well, I
This
don't
is
want to
where
be
John
you when
comes
Sharknado 3 comes along.
Oh man.
John comes alive with the mention of Sharknado.
Shark.
Guys, we have to pay attention to this. You think climate change bad? Sharknadoes. They're coming.
Sharknadoes are real.
Sharknado shelters
I saw it on TV.
help protect you from Sharknadoes and Tara Reeds. Apparently, both of those.
Protect us all from Tara Reeds.
Yes. Yes.
Was she in that? Is that?
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she's in both of them.
In Wisconsin, we get the sharkizards.
A shark blizzard,
No, I like Sharkizard better.
or a shark and a lizard.
No, I like
This could be
Sharkizard.
many things.
It's a Sharkizard. Why was school canceled today? Snarkizard.
Shark gizzard.
Because apparently it's so like commonplace. Yeah,
Yeah,
shark
it's
lizard.
Wisconsin. We let things roll off our back.
Yeah, it just happens.
I mean, you have to have at least 4 to 5 inches of sharks to really cancel school.
Otherwise, it does never get canceled.
Will you go get a puppet?
Oh, I'm doing Rashida.
Get Rashida Jones.
And John, or is that Conan?
What?
That's Conan.
That's cool.
Conan.
So,
Yes.
how did you specifically get involved as a puppeteer?
At one time, we took TC back to a halfway point between his house and the Malthouse Theater, the wife and I. And we were talking about how he wanted to do.
By the way,
Princess Night.
love that you say the wife and I. Like you're a farmer. Love it. That's great.
It's true. We were taking TC, and we started talking about it, and he's like, oh, I want to do it with puppets. I think that'd be really awesome. I was like, oh, so like Muppet stuff? He's like, yeah, I want to do, legally not the same as Muppets.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, legally not the same as Muppets. And I was like, I actually did puppeteering when I was a kid. The church that I went to,
Very popular as a kid, I bet.
this is good Foley for
Yeah.
everybody. Oh, Jeff, you can edit that into a
Great.
movie. I don't know if I could do the string dance with him. That'll be weird.
Do you guys need sticks?
That'd be
That's
nice.
not very nice to ask. I mean, this is going to go out on YouTube. That's just rude.
Conan's hair is like out of control.
What's the deal with my hair?
That's Jerry Seinfeld.
What?
Yes.
I can't hear you. My headphones aren't on.
Yeah, you still got the joke wrong.
Yeah, no, I used to puppeteer when I was a kid, actually, from a wonderful man named John Gordon. Hi, John. I'm just going to say hi to everyone I
Hi,
mentioned,
John.
just to make it even more cliche of a YouTube show.
With links to everybody's Facebook
He actually,
page.
somehow, I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently, you can minor in puppeteering at UW Stout.
Oh.
I know, right? So I just mentioned that briefly, and that's kind of how we got sucked into it. Sucked in's not the right word. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Sure.
And
We're
then
not done yet, so
Yeah, it's true.
I want the next 2 years of my life back.
So I just mentioned that. So then we kind of became like, oh, you're gonna puppet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, we were just around. We need bodies. Well, we need arms technically, but bodies help. You just hit the mic, Rashida. Sorry, Rashida. I love you in Parks and Rec. I'm sad you left, but I understand. You didn't get enough money. I mean, that's a really selfish reason to go for last season. I didn't say that.
This is going to be some expensive ADR here where we have to get the. Does she have a voice in the film?
I don't think she does.
Oh, we could totally make Julia. You should talk while he puppeteers.
Or I can
Oh
just
my goodness.
How is that going to work?
So Rashida.
Wait,
Wait,
you
I-
can't
no.
answer yourself a question.
No, I can't. It's too late. My head hurts. Okay, I can do this.
Okay. No,
What?
wait, you can do him.
What? I'll just here.
Jeff can do a
Jeff, you have
Rashida
to do-
voice.
Oh yeah.
Come on,
You
he's
could do
he's a
Rashida.
voice guy.
Otherwise, if you talk, I'll answer
Is that
you,
still
and
on?
He can do that.
You can make sure that's so. We're just going right into puppetry here.
Well,
hello everyone.
no, that's
That's Miss Doubtfire. What?
no.
This is not Rashida Jones. She's not British. No. She's not Malta. Monty Python.
Give us a kiss.
Who are you texting?
Your mom.
My mother's dead. I'm not doing Mrs. Doubtfire.
You don't know that. Why are you doing Mrs. Doubtfire?
I don't know.
That's really weird. That does not look like a Mrs.
I need to put
Doubtfire.
my headphones back on because I can't hear a damn thing.
You can't hear us talk to you?
Not
I'm right here.
Well,
What a weird thing to say. I mean,
There's a
we're
lot
also
of-
sitting
lot of
here.
whispering
there it is.
going on.
I hear you.
No, now you're just saying "We Are the World."
This guy-
And the choice we're taking.
So
We're
what's
living our own lives.
You want way too many words to that song, man. No one else knows that song.
No one has known that song since the 80s.
I know "We Are the World, We Are the Children." That's as far as I get. Yeah.
Don't you want to hope to make a better day? So let's start giving.
Giving.
Okay.
There are choices to make it.
I like
We're
the-
saving our own lives.
Wow. How do you know so much? See, the only thing I know is the parody that Jimmy Fallon did about Ben Affleck. That's the only reference that I have for that song.
I like that.
Good. All right. Speaking of,
Anyways, puppeteering. Back
night
to what
talk
we're
show
doing. What
host.
we're doing. So,
why am I here talking like this with a puppet on?
To
maybe
show
you could do
your
a voice.
skills.
Oh, skills.
Yeah, let's talk a little
To
bit
show
about
my skills
puppeteering.
correctly, I have
What,
to be in a man pile on the ground
what?
in pain.
True.
man piles are good.
What is
Well,
a
get under
normal
the table,
day
then. Get
as
under
a
the
as a
table.
puppeteer on the Princess Night filming
A
set?
normal day.
Get
What is
on
a day like?
Here's-
Walk the layperson through it.
Walk the layperson through it. We show up set good hour and a half late. Clearly, backflip isn't ready to start filming.
Having drunk the night before. Apparently, that's when we do our best performances. Is when we've been out drinking the night before.
Sloppy puppet.
Yep.
We always get the lines and the audio ahead of time so we can start trying to learn it and sync up to it a little bit better because otherwise you're just flopping around and looking like an
Because
idiot.
we should specify. I don't know. I think Chris talked about that, didn't? Or TC that we're puppeting to
we're
a recorded
pre-recorded.
track. Right?
Yep, right. He did talk about that.
I could not remember if we talked about that.
So
We're doing reverse ADR.
right. So theoretically, all the audio performance is there.
Yeah.
So the challenge is to then make the puppet match that performance.
Right. And then you got to try to pick up, I mean, it sounds pretentious, but you have to try to pick up on some sort of feeling with inside the puppet. I know TC talked about it in his episode, but the troll acts differently than how the giant does and acts differently than how
Oh,
Vesper
sure.
does. Because they are characters to a certain extent. If you want to go into the big Muppet idea, as soon as you put on a puppet, you have to become that character, whoever you happen to be. Obviously, I'm doing a very good job of it.
So who have you played, and how does that inform how you play them?
I think I've played every character so far, except for, like, the baby. I didn't play the baby, but I've played just about every other
Well, like
character.
because we've only really played with the main characters. So
Yeah, so I've
Baron,
Vesper.
Scarlet,
Chester, Baron, Vesper,
Vesper.
Therapist, Troll,
Wolf.
done Wolf. I've done Giant.
Have you done Giant?
Yeah, I did Giant
Okay.
once or twice.
I can remember if you did or not.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite to puppet? Oh,
Yeah.
that's an interesting question. I like the Therapist a lot. He's fun because he's broken. So
Yeah, that's right. Because he's falling
lighter
apart.
because he doesn't
Literally
have legs.
falling apart.
But I really like the Troll. I like any two-handed puppet. Those are really expressive because you get to do more with your hands.
So
than you do
real-handed
normally.
puppets.
The real-handed puppets. Those are real fun.
Yeah, because for the record, like these right now, these are the hands are obviously a part of the puppet, as would the real-handed ones be. But these would be you would use a rod, which it's hard to see, but this little post that's sticking out of it. We would have a rod normally attached to this, so that way we could control it. Kermit the Frog is a rod puppet, but then like
Fozzie Bear
is a hand puppet.
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster. Swedish Chef is a actual hand puppet, where those are real hands that are coming out. But whereas all the other ones are like it's a piece of fabric that's attached to it, but it's almost like you're wearing a big glove that you're actually putting up inside the.
And then you kind of put the whole
hand.
body over your head. That's one of the reasons Fozzie Bear is so fat, is because you have to hide someone inside it. You actually have to hide another person behind that person to do the other hand. Those are more fun because you can be more expressive because then you have more control over it. I mean, you can do stuff with the rod to a certain extent, but it looks like this after a while.
Yeah, sure.
And this isn't that interesting.
And this is the first time we've seen the puppets too. So if you are listening and you're not watching, you should go to the YouTube channel or webpage or whatever, wherever this is. You got to check it out.
www.youtube.com/Troblave.
Did you say gov?
There's the troll
YouTube.gov?
trolling.
That's a place?
No, yeah, governor.
But this is the first time we've shown some of the puppets. I think we've shown some of the scenery, some of the scenes, the edited scenes. But these are just fantastic puppets, and these are minor characters here.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
these are not even the main characters. Well, we
but,
filmed with all of them. We filmed with these guys already.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they've all been.
Yep.
Rashida Jones been on Instagram.
Who's the
she
puppeteer or puppet maker?
Kathy Smith.
Kathy Smith. So
Who
a
makes
costume maker
costume
out of
maker.
Milwaukee.
Who
Yeah.
does a lot of Milwaukee theater.
And these are just fantastic.
And she had never made puppets before.
Yeah.
And then was TC, I don't know, TC met her and he said, make a puppet and have her look like this. And then she did. And
And she
that's
did
how
a
these
great
turned
job.
out. They're incredible.
And they're amazing. We always, when people come in, they're like, "Oh, Muppets," and for legal reasons, it is certainly not the Muppets.
TC DeWitt's the Muppets.
these are absolutely not Muppets. But the fact that people think that they're that good, says a lot to the quality of the build and hopefully to the quality of our movie. That they're just so phenomenal. I mean, they're way better than the Feebles. Meet the Feebles. Is that the
Yeah.
Peter Jackson?
Peter Jackson, Meet the Feebles.
Crazy frickin' murder show. I saw a little bit of that.
Worst title ever.
It's crazy.
Crazy
It's great.
worst murder show.
Frickin' murder show. Feebles.
That's impressive. That was one of his first films. Yeah. No, they're great. Big fan. I like the troll. That's a good puppet.
The troll is actually
Well
a
put
really
together.
good as well.
Yeah, yeah,
He's heavy. He's really heavy because he's so big. Because like these guys, so like she did like when she constructed the puppets. These are like what about 2.5, 3 feet tall, and legs, shoes, clothes. I'm not gonna lift up her skirt.
Jeffrey, this is a
Good lady.
kids show.
I'm a lady. So, anyways,
Very convincing.
But it's a full decent sized puppet. The troll is a full blown, full sized puppet as well. That is probably about 4 feet tall if you were to actually stand him up, complete with legs and legs. I found his club.
Oh, that's good.
Have not been using that club in the 14 episodes so far that I filmed of it.
Hey, we don't use it
to integrate
that much either.
It's okay. But like they're full size, but they're heavy, and they, like these guys are fairly light.
This is like a half gallon. I'd say the troll is about a gallon.
Yeah, of weight wise.
If you're going to pick up a gallon of milk, it feels about that heavy.
Yeah.
Dan loves milk.
Dan knows his scales.
That's how you weigh things.
Dan,
That's about 13 milk cartons right there. It turned into like a fisherman there. Right there, crappy.
That's how doctors
She's
do
she's about 2 milk cartons. Because I get to do this when we're on set, can we get you guys maybe in position to puppeteer above the desk?
That sounds terrible.
Just so for visual purposes, we can get a visual illustration of just how much work you guys do. Because we give you a lot of crap, and then we do it once,
I'm sorry,
and we
I can't
understand.
Hear you anymore. I don't. Jeff, do you hear what he's saying?
what?
I wonder how echoey this is.
Can I put in my microphone?
Shut up.
And then
Ooh,
Ryan
let's lower
says
that.
things like, Dan, we need you taller.
Dan, up.
And then I
Yep.
swear.
TC had this great thing that was up, up. I'll say up when I need you to get higher, but nobody could hear it. So.
Oh, look at their even.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So then.
All right, knuckles. Point your knuckles.
Yeah, knuckles
right?
down.
That's nice.
Oh, thank you.
So now this is the part of the show where,
I talked to Jeff's crotch.
yep.
What's up, Jeff's crotch?
So right now, for those who can't see or hear, Jeff and Dan are now laying on the ground puppeteering. I'm going to take a picture of this. We gotta socialize this. That's what you call it, right? Socializing.
Socializing.
My mom was always like, "You should socialize," and I'm like,
Socialize what sounds like the bad remake of Analyze This.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like part 3.
No, that's just a different field of study. Socialize this.
Rashida, look
is it a
at
spin-off?
us.
"Rashida, look at Julia. Julia,
Right here.
right there.
Nope.
You're cross-eyed. Stop being cross-eyed.
Stop being cross-eyed. There you go. Perfect.
Look, there you go.
Perfect, Conan.
Oh, there you go.
There,
Boom.
very
That's gonna be
nice.
socialized.
You're socialized.
I'm a socialite, I think is what the word is. So yeah, that's it. You did it. Do you guys want to come back up?
No, they seem so comfortable down
Thank you
there.
guys for doing that. I know that was very uncomfortable,
So if it's okay with you, I'm just gonna.
but those
Jeff's out. See you, Jeff. I know.
just gonna perform in low
I'm just gonna
mode.
stay down here for the rest of the episode.
Well, that's good for you. I'm gonna go up here.
Jeff took a nap. Yeah,
Bye, Jeff. I miss you.
Jeff, who's your favorite puppet
Well, my favorite puppet is.
beside the troll?
I don't have a favorite puppet. Well, my favorite puppet is
great.
actually. Actually, I played the Baron a lot, so that was all that I ever actually did for the beginning of the entire shoot, except for the wolf during the Kickstarter video.
I think this voice for Rashida is more natural.
This voice?
It really.
Make sure to tweet at Rashida Jones to just make her real mad.
Oh, she didn't respond to the first Instagram or the second
know.
Instagram and then the tweet.
I can't believe it. A celebrity did not respond to our tweets.
Or
What is this world coming to?
A super low budget puppet movie. She didn't say a
she
darn thing.
also hasn't responded to any of the knocks at her window.
Wait, what? You pipe up at weird times.
Isn't that ever?
Wait, you saw that?
supposed to
what we were
talk
doing?
about
Oh, you
that.
too?
Simultaneously, there was knocks on every window of her house because we were all doing it, but
same.
no one knew we were all doing it.
Every window? How many people are at her house? I'm sure she's got a big house. She's a big star.
Who doesn't respond to tweets?
Yeah.
That's
From
because
her
she's a big
fans.
star.
Well, she's got a big house. She can't find where the computer is.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like a computer in a room, like in the computer room, like it's got spinning tapes and stuff. Is that how it works, Jeff?
She enters the computer room from the ceiling. She rappels down on a rope. It's
Repple.
It's pressure. What?
You gotta.
It's a repple.
Yes, and me.
Yeah, this is all improv, man.
Yeah, this is fun.
man.
Yeah. dude.
Don't you improv? Actually, there
What
is a
about
big-
you, sir?
What do they call it?
And scene. What just happened?
3.
So what other puppet insights do you have to drop on us? Any
Puppet
doozies?
insights?
Yeah. Acting. You talked a little bit
Puppet
before.
insights. I should work out more.
One thing.
It's a puppet insight.
How do you work out your puppet muscles?
I puppet.
You do more puppeting.
Play a lot of video games. That doesn't help.
Wait a
Somebody's leaving.
It's part of the workout.
See ya.
Oh, bye-bye. Now we're down to one crew.
Oh, all right. See you, Max. That was a very like Queen of England bowing out. Several fives.
Goodbye.
Nothing like that.
He's gone now.
It was all in the hand. Switching from character to character and having to learn the nuances of those characters. What are some of those things that make each of them distinct?
Hey, it's just the characters. I've been lucky that I've been around 2 different productions of Princess Knight when they were on stage. I was around the Hayloft one, and then also did the one they did in Delavan. So I kind of got to know the characters' mannerisms, but they're also not easy. They're well flushed out. So you understand exactly what each character is supposed to act like or feel like or do. So it's pretty easy to pick up on those. And it's subtle things more than anything. I mean, with the Baron, it's all really tight movements. You have to just, if he's going to flow in, right? Vesper is very washy, I guess is a good word. Washy?
Washy?
Wispy, maybe?
Bird-like would be how
Bird-like
TC
is a good
would
one,
describe
yeah.
her. Yes.
So just real flowy every once in a while, and she goes back and
Like
forth.
always washing her clothes.
And then she gets,
and-
whenever she gets angry, she's really pointed and that kind of stuff. But yeah, you just have to get to know, and then you just listen to TC yell at you that you're doing it wrong. And then you try to do it less wrong.
Encouragement. Yeah.
Not right, you try to do it less wrong.
And then you got to get your hand up higher.
Yeah, higher.
Yeah.
Or less if you're too tall. That happens every once in a while.
Yeah.
Or you have to keep your arm up, but your other shoulder down,
Yes,
or your
that's it.
head down.
Yeah.
I can see your head. It's
One time I was yelled at that you could see my head. That was my stomach.
What happened?
You could see his stomach, and everyone thought it was his head.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
It's pretty
Was
self-explanatory.
that the
Apparently,
first?
apparently my stomach is really hairy.
Well, no, it's because of his other face that he.
Or your head is not.
Or my head is not.
Oh.
Why do you think
Was
I wear
that the
this
first
hat?
weekend we filmed?
I
And
think it was.
With the set was flush to the floor,
Yep.
so we were like, can you guys actually squish your? No, because
Nope.
we're lying on our back on the floor, so no, we
I
can't
am-
get smaller.
I am literally as small as I could possibly get at this moment in
Yeah.
time.
This was the learning
Yeah,
curve.
that was silly.
Yeah. It was the learning
Has
curve.
that gotten better? I mean, we
yeah.
tried to in that space raise them up and not cram you into the ground, and hopefully here we can raise you up.
Oh, shoot, I could stand on stilts.
Yes, yeah, it was in my head too. It was coming.
That was the worst harmony that has ever occurred on Earth.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Everybody at
it's,
home just went, oh.
Well, all the musically inclined people, anyway. Everyone else
Wait,
doesn't care.
what I just saw, was that happy or like sad?
Yes.
A little bit of both.
I suddenly heard 1,000 voices scream out in terror, and then we're suddenly silenced because of our
You're
singing.
not a Jedi.
I could be.
No, you can't.
No,
You don't have any midichlorians or whatever the hell that crap is.
Yes.
Little crabs, right?
Little crabs.
Stupid
You got the
George.
crabs. That's what midichlorians are.
You got the Jedi Force.
That's what it
It's an
sounded like to
STI,
me.
I think.
If you're just talking to a woman's shaver, you can talk to anyone in the universe.
I like to think that Qui-Gon was not actually talking to anybody and was just
Footsie.
pretending.
He just found a random shaver in Shmi's house and was like, you know what? All right. Shmi? Anakin.
Holy One.
That was my Qui-Gon joke. Anakin.
Anakin. Anakin.
That's a good one.
That is.
That's now you can do the Taken movies.
Yep, that's it.
So the other thing that we know about puppeteering is you have to have strong leg muscles to drag yourself across the floor.
Yes.
To do impossible moves that don't make any sense to you.
While simultaneously puppeteering
Oh,
your
and saying the
puppets
words and singing sometimes. Yep,
Yes.
that's an important one.
and making sure you hit your marks, making sure you're in
Yep.
camera, making sure you're looking at the camera correctly, also making sure that you're looking like the puppet is walking.
Yeah.
Because that's a big one. I just lost where
It's
my
not great.
microphone was.
So if anyone wants to volunteer to come,
It is the fun time.
it is great. I thoroughly enjoy it.
I'm not even joking.
They're always great weekends. I mean, I wish we could come more often just because we live farther away, but yeah, I'd look for. I mean, we have one coming up in 2 weeks.
2
that I'm looking
weeks.
forward to. So
On this part of the set.
Oh yeah, you didn't explain where we're because the set changed
yeah,
a little
we
bit.
are.
Cactus flower set.
50% of this is the cactus flower set.
the rest of it is between two firms.
Curtains.
with Zach
And between two
Galifianakis.
firms.
Ferns. And then
Galifianakis, I think is
the
how
other-
he pronounces it.
the other puppet we're going to be bringing out is going to rival Troll is Prince Sandstone, who I believe is he may be as large as Troll, but he also is Two people are needed to puppet him because both of his hands are.
But he has dainty hands.
He's way.
Yeah, little handholds.
Yeah, we can't
And
fit. We've
he's-
tried.
Yeah.
We can't fit our hands
so
in there.
then what's ironic is the heaviest puppet will be puppeteered by two women.
Yeah.
So.
But he is, at least for filming and I don't know about puppeteering, you can speak to that. So far, he's been the best because we can, in true Muppet style, hide the
Yes.
actors behind his costume.
He has
so they
a
can walk
large
around
cape.
and be behind him.
Yeah.
And so we can see about down to his shin without seeing any puppeteers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is magical. So
Yeah.
we have one character that is, from shin to head, and everybody else is pretty much just, rib and up. That's a measurement
Ribbon up.
for
Well,
dress. for
ribbon
a
up
certain
is
kind of
ribbon
dress.
up is height.
You would know.
Rib and up is
Yeah.
height measurement.
Gallon is-
is
Gallon is
weight
weight,
measurement. That's your size.
This is ultra imperial.
Oh yeah,
That's
forget metric. Forget metric.
Yeah.
What's the gallon to rib conversion?
It's 1.5
42.
gallons. No.
It kind of varies. It's like when they were measuring the arc. It's the elbow to tips of fingers.
It depends on how
Varies.
wide. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, what kind of gallons of milk are you getting too? I mean, some of the different places are different sizes of gallons.
Sure,
Too.
you got whole milk, you got skim
1% is lighter than 2%. I'm pretty sure. And chocolate's got a
It
little
screws the
extra
conversions all up. So really, we should just all switch to the metric system.
weight. Yeah, because that's a great argument for switching.
No,
to
no,
metric
it's better.
system.
They use quarts instead of gallons, so it's a little
Why
bit
is our
easier.
money not imperial? That would be way better.
'Cause
and just
then
perfectly
Darth Vader would
confusing.
take all
It'd
of
be
it.
Great.
You mean like we have royal? Is that I don't?
And this is the Royal Six.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a Royal 6 and a regular 6, Jeff? It's got a crown
It's
on
royal.
it. No, it's got a crown on it, obviously.
yes.
Hey! Yeah, I know. It was
So can we
I'm not saying it was good. Listen,
can we
I never
do-
said it was. What do I always say? It's not all gold.
You want to do the movie?
Can we do the movie thing and then wrap up the show?
The movie thing.
What, you didn't like this
Voice.
interesting conversation
No,
about?
so here's my question. I knew, Dan, that you would be a very entertaining guest, so we would like to have you back.
Okie dokie.
I think, would we all agree?
We'll
look
have
at,
more-
look at John's face.
yes.
John's like, no, yes.
Listen, John's
So
input.
next week we're shooting
the really-
episode 7.
Just saying, John's input's the only one that really matters. He's clearly in charge of this thing.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It
What's
gets cut
your
down
opinion?
to just a few minutes, right?
Yes. This, by the way, this entire. I hope everyone.
That's how it works. It's like, well, John only spoke 3 times, so I guess I have to use those 3 minutes.
That's what it is. I'm very selective about what I say, so I insert those moments, and then they.
And that's the whole
Some
episode.
people just spew.
You got to do a supercut after 10 episodes and everything John said. It's going to be a 2-minute episode.
It's still only 2 minutes. It's just hilarious.
just the things that John
A
says.
pattern starts to emerge. It's the same things over and over.
But we didn't realize it.
Wow, that's comedy genius. It works in every show.
Do you know how many times he sung
This
the
is a very scary subliminal message I'm starting to get here.
John and the Triple J's.
What are we doing?
We like to wrap it up with the movie voice game. You did it earlier, so I know you can do it, and we're going to play this game. It's made up, and we don't really know the rules or the winning conditions.
Nope.
So there it is. The setup is that I will start with some kind of movie voice setup, and it'll go around in a circle, kind of like telephone, and you have to keep the story going. And you lose if you can't keep the story going. And you can only do some small phrase. And it has to be somewhat relevant. You can't just, like I did earlier in the show, turn 90 degrees,
Have you
in a
watched
different
trailers
direction.
recently? They're not relevant to anything.
Well, and that's why it's
Exactly.
good.
So, and no like water beavers or whatever it was last time that made us all crack
Yes.
up laughing.
Okay,
I'm a
let's have a
novice.
quick improv joke here.
Yes.
You have to yes and, but it has to be within context of the story you're telling.
Yes.
You can't talk about water beavers or make a roller coaster
beavers.
licorice. That happened to me one time.
So weird.
Roller coaster licorice.
Yeah, she said, "Look at the roller coaster. It's made of licorice." Marion, I don't. So I think I made the Giant Joppa Snickers bar. I can't remember.
So random.
When I do improv, it disappears from my head as soon as I say the joke. It just, I don't know what happens. It's weird.
As I explained, minutes ago, this game. Okay, here we go. Last time you saw Dan Casey.
And Jeff Bell in an epic tale.
Of misfortune and trickery.
But that wasn't all. This time, Only prepositions.
Still not saying any content.
Still going.
It's personal.
Someone took their.
Don't say water beavers. Do not say water beavers.
I wasn't going to.
And scene. There we go. So we don't know if we won or we lost. It's hard to tell.
I was going to say, their puppet talent.
Wait, what was the build-up before it?
Someone stole their
Puppet talent.
So now.
John's going to say, they are.
prepositional
Jeff is going to laugh.
So now they're taking the chance to start over.
In the fun-filled nature. I quit.
Fun-filled, nature-based Portland cereal.
Give the title. Give the movie a title.
Puppetlandia.
Puppetlandia. There we go.
The end.
Ooh, I can't hear myself, so...
That was brilliant.
Reference.
Wait,
That was brilliant.
damn it. Okay, so that's how it has to end. It has to end with the title of the movie.
Yes.
We
Yes.
just decided how the
Puppetlandia?
name goes,
We have
how
to
the game
land.
goes.
Yep.
I do like
So-
that John switched over to the lighthearted, romantic comedy voice from the angry adventure voice. This time they have to.
We never specified it had to be the
That's right.
scary
It's just
movie
movie
direction guy. That's just what we usually do.
That's creativity right there.
What's
So,
that guy's name?
Dan Casey,
That guy had a name. What was it?
thank you so much for coming.
I'm having a
talking
conversation
as you.
over
We have no tape. We're not even rolling anymore. This just turned into a straight up podcast on YouTube because we have no more tape.
Someone tweeted me what that guy's name
Yes, Dan Casey, where can people find you on Twitter?
was. @brief_Casey.
And Ghost Hat, where can they find you guys?
Ghosthat.net, right?
Ghosthead.net does all of our movies.
he runs
It's
that crap.
.com.
No, it's .net.
It's .com.
He
Well,
locked
I
down
would
the
love
net.
to.
Homes.1.net.
So ghosthead.com. No, crap.
It's .net.
Damn it.
Ghosthead.net.
Ghosthead.com.
It's in the links.
Ghost hat.
Dan Casey,
Just go over there,
.net.
Jeff.
thank you so much for coming and
Thank
being a
you,
part of
Dan.
this.
Yay. Jeff's walking off the set.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff. See ya.
You know, it's so much easier to talk to someone when you can't hear yourself.
Headed to the tint factory.
I've decided.
He's going to go over to the base.
Yeah, here it goes.
What?
Not
what?
it.
What? Not it to go over and tell him to turn
Yep.
it down? No.
You own
John.
this place.
Go over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
send the guy who doesn't talk. That's it. To be fair, the name of their company does sound like a nightclub.
Maybe
great.
that's what's
It's
happening.
$30
It's
lady
actually the dance
night.
Print shop by day.
You get ladies for
print
$30? I'm in.
The tint
Is that what
It's
$30
ladies' night
ladies
here
are?
at the Tint Factory.
All ladies, $30 off.
Wait, are you saying so?
I
There's
think you're
basically
doing it wrong.
basically what you're saying is that
Everyone's in there. Their windows are heavily tinted.
see now that has to stay in.